So it is so important when you are creating your reality to focus each day on the energy that you continue to want to expand upon, the energy that you want to continue to grow in. What you're going to continue to find as you expand upon the energies that you want and that you desire is that those energies, when you move towards them in your daily life, they continue to open up. They continue to expand within your experience. So when you do this, you are saying, okay, what would I like more of in my experience? So let's say it is more time in nature. Let's say it's more abundance in a specific area of your life. Let's say it's more peace or more happiness. Then what you are going to find is when you do that, then what happens is those experiences naturally and organically, just by paying attention to them and moving towards them in your experience, they begin to open up. They begin to flower. So let's say in your business that you desire specific outcome in your business, what you would like to create within your business. So on an energetic level, let's say it's a financial goal you want to create in your business, or a better feeling overall, more excitement, more enthusiasm, more energy, then all you do is you move towards that energy. You move towards that energy, and that energy starts opening within your experience, and you begin receiving that energy in return. The number one aspect of consciousness that stops this from occurring, this expansion in the direction that you desire, is the doubt and the fears, the limitations, the insecurities that begin to divert your attention, in which you begin oscillating, where you begin believing those fears arising, where you begin believing the limitations arising. So that is the number one culprit in manifestation, in expansion, and receiving what you desire. So how to break this horrible cycle of this occurring? The best way to do this is to remain consistent in showing up for yourself in all the ways that you desire to manifest and to expand in your experience. This is the number one way to break through the limitations. So to be consistent, to show up for the work over time, that is what is going to break the sphere of the current reality you are in and allowing you to move to a different sphere of reality. But you have to see and you have to notice where your limitations are and how you can begin following through on your commitments. So it's really these commitments that are going to allow you to push past the energetic, the mental, the emotional, all of the barriers into the physical, right? Because the action that breaks through is the physical action. Taking the physical actions every day is what moves it from cellular to physical. That's why your physical embodiment is so important. What you're doing every day is so important. You cannot stay in the liminal spaces and create the reality that you desire. You have to bring everything all the way through, from the non-physical to the physical. That's why I think a lot of people that are focused vibrationally don't understand why they haven't manifested what they want. Those people aren't doing enough. They're not doing enough, actually. Vibrationally, they feel like they are, and they just don't understand why things aren't manifesting within their reality. I've worked with a lot of these kinds of people. And what happens is, when it comes to doing the work, following through on their inspiration, following through on their project, following through on a book idea, a course idea, it'll be a year later, 2 years later, right? Where, well, these people I don't work, these kinds of people I don't work with anymore. I had to realize the gaps in my own consciousness because of it as well. Because what would happen is these energies were not doing enough work in the physical. So this is a very, very important realization to have. If you're not sure, you feel like you're doing the work vibrationally and it's not manifesting physically, it means you're not doing the alchemy all the way. You're not completing the cycle. Because what happens within the point where you are doing the internal alchemy is you are always brought to a point of inspiration of what to create within your existence. So if you're not being brought to the point of inspiration, where that inspiration is bursting through you and wants to come forth, there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect between the reality that you desire to create and the one that you're living in. So you need to be very alert and vigilant to the inspiration that comes forth, and are you following it through to physical action? So the internal alchemy must meet the physical alchemy in order for everything to change. So some people say, right, the physical it's irrelevant. The physical is the direct reflection of the internal alchemy, of the vibrational alchemy. Inside of the physical, inside of the trees you see, inside of the world you see is the vibration that created them. There is no separation between physical and non-physical, ever, ever. So this is the main problem within manifestation, is that beings are working on their vibrational alchemy, and then the inspirations come and they're not doing the work, the physical work that's inspired by them. So this is what is occurring. So if you have that gap and you need help closing that gap, just notice, watch where you stop on the physical action to create it, and see how that's manifesting in your reality or not manifesting. And that should give you the answer in order to do what you need to do to create what you desire. And remember, the vibration and the physical is not separate. It's one. It's never been separate. So at first, in your consciousness, step down. You have to separate things within your consciousness in order to learn what they are. So at first, you have to focus only on vibration to know what vibration is and to know what different vibrations are. But eventually, the more you spend time with yourself, then what you're going to find is that it is all one. And so if you're not manifesting something you desire, you're simply not taking the correct action forward. So let's say that you want to manifest your dream career. Okay, so then what are you doing each day that the being, what are you doing each day that the being who you will be within that time-space reality would be doing each and every day? Okay, like for example, I am transmitting right now because that's what I want to be doing. This is my one of my dreams, my creations. So what do? I show up for it every day and I create. So with what you want to do, it's the same. It's the same energy that you have to manifest in the way that you desire to do it. What is your dream in that way? My daughter's taking me for a walk. And how can you focus your attention upon that so that you can show up fully for yourself in that way? Fully, completely absorbed in that energy that you wish to create. This is about absorption. This is about absorption. Absorption into the physical. Absorption into the physical. So one reason that absorption into the physical creates tension in some people is because they think they're moving away from spirit. They think they need to keep going internally so much because they're separate. They feel separate from existence. So if you're one of those people that actually does feel separate, then for you it's a little different. For you actually do need to go inward because you're going on the path of return. You're going back to zero. Okay, so the path of manifestation for some is, it seems outward. It seems outward for someone who's not in deep contact with the source of themselves. So if you feel disconnected, if you feel separate, if you are on this part of your journey, then what's very important is that you go into that solitude within your being so that you can connect. Okay, but this can happen either way for someone. This can happen with someone by going into deep solitude, and this can also happen through experiences in the physical. So what's happening though is through the different paths, the various paths that are taken, all is coming into unity from the non-physical to the physical. So spirit is in matter. Spirit is in matter. Spirit is dancing through all. God is dancing through all of creation. So anything that you desire to have union with, this is a union that's occurring from your inner to outer embodiment. So continue to open yourself to unity in each moment. And when you feel in unity with all things, everything in your universe comes together. All manifestations make sense. All the synchronicities and oneness are moving and dancing together. You no longer feel, I am separate from this, I am separate from that. So all of this is creating harmony within your experience. All experiences, no matter what you are going through at this time, are for the realization of yourself in unity with the divine and your pure ability to create from that space and to discover your secret work on the planet, your great work on the planet. So this is what is coming through at this time. I send you my support for your inner unity, your freedom, and your discovery of your secret work on this planet. What are you here to do? What are you here to create? What are you here to emanate? Who are you here to be? These are all very important questions. Moving as that being, we live in a world where content creation is possible. Never in the history of all of humanity did these phones and devices exist, and now you have the opportunity to create anything you want through this. Don't take it for granted. Do not take these devices for granted. Do not just place blame and hate on them. These are sacred devices that consciousness created so we can expand. Use them wisely. The more purified your consciousness is, the more you will see that all is here to assist the great unfolding of your divinity.